viewer, good evening wherever you may be listening or watching us tonight. We are still reaching you live from our humble studio in Port Harcourt. This is your favorite, the Neighbourhood TV. Port Harcourt is Nigeria's garden city. It is Nigeria's most beautiful city. We're not here to talk about Port Harcourt anyway. We're here to bring you one of the most interesting voices we have down here. I won't mention his name yet, but when he begins to speak, you understand what I have said. Before you hear him, please stay where you are as we will have a time out. Your camera. Forgotten your camera. I will take it off. I will take it off. Forgotten your camera. The cheek this way. Alright, you're coming back in a second.
Okay.
Yes, it's nice to know that you are still out there, dear viewer. How much we value you. You're welcome. As I said earlier in the introduction, we have in the studio here a young man. When you see him, you know. Well, you may mistake him for what he will tell you, but I hope he'll be able to convince you. Join me to welcome this evening, wherever you are watching us, Sensational Bamidele. It's nice to have you here, Mr. Bamidele.
All over the world. Respect large and love you more.
That's nice. A beautiful introduction. You've heard a prominent name there, God, which must have given you a clue to what he is into. He's an artist. He's a gospel artist. I would like him to tell you, dear viewer, who he is and what he does. Mr. Bamidele, my day meet you?
Yeah, I'm known as Mr. Bamidele, aka the Sensational Singer of Kingsword Ministries International. And I've been into music for so many years. I've been playing via the grace of God, and not until the mercies of God had to come by while we had to switch over from the secular world into the gospel world. And that's where we are, really by grace and mercy through Christ. And it's been fun, but never been easy all the way though. But we still got to push it up. You know, I'm a native of Yoruba and partly River State of Krika, and I've been playing music for over 20 something years today, and I got my company, the Sensational Entertainment and all that. You know, it has not been easy, but very fun though, through the grace of God that has been strengthening us, and that's what it is. Yeah, today I'm online to share my experiences and my ideas to the world, and I pray they listen very carefully and get to know more about me, and I think someone is going to be inspired by the those words that'll be coming out of my mouth today. Thank you.
Okay. You said you had been into the secular music before you switched. You were switched. You switched over to the gospel.
Yeah.
What formed that decision? That change?
Gospel music is one music that can never pretend its nature. Like I always say, I had an experience when I went into music newly. I went into music and I was trying to do the secular music. It wasn't very funny. By the grace of God, I have a very good voice, and I try using it to make it very sweet to my ears. But I tried, and it wasn't working out. But whenever I go into the gospel thing, I feel more relief, feel more easy, and feel more soul into this thing. And I told God, Lord, I want to have these ideas gathered into my brain so that I can gather everything and walk them and worship you and praise your mighty name. So just give me the grace to go in and come out. You won't believe me that God did it all. Made me went into the secular world. I wasn't vulgar. I did it very pure, as in total entertainment, soul music and all that. Played with so many artists like Two-Face, Casey and all that. I did Raskimono. I did so many music. With legends, yes, all that. I also work with the Godfather Entertainment, led by the comrade Chief Ateketom, which is one of our community here there in Okrika, where I'm from, my kindred. And when I switched over to gospel music, it was very easy. The inspirations were coming even without write-ups. I was doing so many freestyle in my album, and by the special grace of Almighty God, I had a very wonderful album, and this is the second album that I just brought last year, December. And it has been very awesome. Going to churches, going to so many places, traveling to so many countries to sing the praises of God. It has been very awesome, because then days I was thinking I was going to blow like Two-Face, through the secular world, but it wasn't working out because that was not where I was called. But when I had to relocate to where God called me to, my name and my entertainment and my industry, everywhere people have been hearing about me. And I give God the glory for doing all that and giving me so much grace to make sure I come back to His kingdom with His words and praises that's due to His wonderful name. So that is it.
Many gospel artists like you would always say they were called.
Yeah.
Were you also called?
I was 8 years, if not 6-7 years, when I noticed I was singing. Then my uncle, Reverend Kingston Aseme, would always call me the music machine, but I didn't know I was singing. I would just go, and a lady or so many people that's gathered would just call me, oh Bamidele, just come, I'm very sad, I want you to make me happy, I just want you to sing for me. And I'll begin to sing my nursery school rhyme for them. That's, I think 4-5 years ago, when I was 4 or 5 or 3, I began to sing nursery school rhyme for them. They'll be like, oh God, I'm so relieved. And until then, I had to see myself in church, children's choir, doing some renditions, and all of a sudden you see money all over, people are spraying me. I was like, gosh, what's all this, what's happening? I never knew that I had talent that I've been using, until when it come to when I was grown a little and I had been going for so many ministrations and all that, was when I now came to notice that this guy you're seeing here is the minister now. And I was called then, aka the music machine and all that. I was doing it joyfully and wonderfully. So I think God called me from my mother's womb and gave me a divine pardon already, because He knew me then that I was going to go to the secular world, and before I come back, because then I had no mother, no father in the music world. It was just me and myself. So you need to show yourself approved, or else those coming up would gap you up, and you wouldn't want that. So I had to put my head everywhere. But thank God I didn't put it where I could grow up dada and smoke ganja and all that. God directed me with His mercy and all that. So by His grace we're here today.
You didn't smoke what you mentioned.
No, I didn't smoke.
But there are some artists you had worked with whom
I didn't smoke ganja. I didn't do that. But I smoked cigarettes, because if I tell you I didn't smoke, then I'm lying.
Okay.
I smoked, I drank, and I do all that. But at a time, there's this subconscious spirit in you, and that's what God plants in you. He said, look, son, would you want to go there and this man sees you here and still sees you in church with the cigarettes in your hand? Okay, why would you be ministering to him when you come to the church? Now you are the traditional marriage, you're smoking. When he sees you singing in church, what will you be sending to him? And I said, oh my God, why not help me? I'm ready to leave this. But one day I called my wife and I said, oh God, wifey, I'm going to stop this. Please put me in prayers. As I lay this down on the floor, I am going to stop it. I'm not going to pick it up anymore. And she said, please don't tell it to anybody. I know you will pick it up, because she wasn't having that faith, because I'm a chimney. I smoke one and I drop and I take the next immediately. So by the special grace of Almighty God, I just found myself that I stopped it totally with the drink and everything. And I came to Christ fully. Even then I've been repented though, but I was still killing my bad habits either. When I came to Christ, God is not a respecter of anybody. So no matter who the vessel is, he would want to use you. That's one good thing about Jesus Christ. He doesn't respect who is coming to deliver it. He took me to places even with my filthiness, and souls were saved, people were blessed and all that, until finally he built me strong. And today I think I'm free from all those bondages.
The last picture we had on the screen must be the sensation, the singing machine.
Yeah, the music machine. Thank you.
Between that time and now, what have you been singing? Is there any particular genre?
Do you know that time I could remember one wonderful song I sang at my church. You wouldn't believe, but I will shock you now. Do you know, at that age I have been promoted to the senior choir in the big church.
At this age?
Yes.
Okay.
By Reverend E.A. Emerua from Assemblies of God.
Okay.
He did. Promoted me because I came to church after the youth program. They did the children program, and I handled the mic like it's my property.
Okay. Without
fear and favor, looking at the audience in their eyeball. And I was singing a song. I think I could remember. I will never forget that. The song I sang was don't build your house on the sandy soil. Don't build it near the shore. So when the rain's gone bad, you have to build your house. You have to build your house once more. You've got to build your house upon the rock, yeah. Lay a good foundation on the solid gold. And when the rain come and go, and the piece of your house may remain, rock of ages clear for me. Let me hide myself in thee. All that. And the church was like, oh God, who is this young little small boy? Everywhere was like, wow. And the pastor said, please bring that boy. From today, with the power of God bestowed by me, I promote you from the children's church to the big church. And that's how the ministry started. That was how it is. We thank God for today.
Listening to you now, with my little experience in music, little knowledge of music, I sensed you've taken time to develop your voice, or did it come just naturally?
I think it came naturally, but when I gained the consciousness that I had something like that in me was when I started developing it.
Okay.
That was it.
Now you often, churches invite you, you go for crusades and programs.
That's what's up, sir.
Have you had any regrets?
Yes. If I tell you I've got no regrets, then I lie to you, because Bible says many are called, but few are chosen. Okay. Everybody might come in the name of God. So many people like you. You might be invited to a church, and maybe you didn't send your manager to go inspecting the church, and because of the fear of the Lord, you didn't turn the appointment down. And when you went there, you saw so many things happening in the church that's not supposed to happen in that same church.
Like what and what? Like what and what?
Sometimes when you go to most churches, you wouldn't know that they are White Garment Church.
Okay.
But you just drove down there and you wanted to minister and like, wow, what's happening here? I'm not trying to segregate because we're all serving one God.
Okay.
But when you go there, the doctrines are not what you were brought up with. What do you think? And you just tell God, Lord, you have brought me this far. You would use me to bless these people. And after doing all that, you find out that because of you not trying to commercialize the gospel in your tongue, a man of God might just walk down by you. Oh my God, you were a blessing to this church. We're bringing you back. And by the time you know, in your envelope, you just see like 10,000. Please use it for fuel. It's so crazy when you can size the man of God that is coming to minister for you. And even the Bible says, he that watereth shall be watered. So I think the servant of God is due for his own wages. And when I get there, I'm expecting that I'm supposed to be blessed, like I blessed the church.
Okay.
And just because of the respect of God, respect to the man of God, the prophet in charge, you might say, hey prophet, what are you going to give to me? I am a man, we're going to do this, that's why you find so many men of God, so many ministers of God will tell you, please, what's the range that you are looking at for my performance in the church, my ministration in the church? And when they get there, you see a done deal. 3, 4, 500,000 is being paid. But when you don't say that, they take advantage on that. So it makes you regret. And sometimes you might go to a church, wonderful church, so filled with anointing, but no good sound for you to minister. And sometimes you might go to a church, wonderfully decorated to the glory of God, and when you go there, good sound, beautiful tune, beautiful auditorium, no good players. What do you do?
Okay.
Like the church I went to minister some time ago, I think that's 2 weeks ago, when I started ministering, was when the plant started disturbing. Meanwhile, the church was on fire. Everybody was jumping, even without the sound of the voice. People were already on their feet and jumping all over everywhere. So you understand what I'm saying? These are little regrets you have in your performance, because a true minister must perform and enjoy his performance. And you minister to the people and see that your desires has been seen in the lives of those people. Like when I went for Canary 2014, somebody came with a pistol at his waist and told me, man of God, I never knew that we could come and we can come and dance Christian music here, because I actually came to rob people. But because of you, I will go to my house and come tomorrow. Your song has touched my life. I will look for service. I'm telling you, this happened at the Lekaya Stadium. That was last year. You see what is happening in the industry. So that's what it is.
Have you ever, in the course of doing this ministration through songs, have you ever come under any threats? Have you come under any reason? So I will stop this. I will just.
Yes. Because sometimes you've been invited by one particular house. Are you the only person they will be inviting? Why your peers are all there? Why is it that only this guy then always they call? Why is it that only this guy? And you too go they wonder why it be saying only you then they call. But there's something I will always tell my people. When you sing with a glorious voice, beautiful tune, handsome looking, wonderful rendition without grace, my brother, it's like you hitting a concomb without anything inside. So it will sound very noisy, and at the end people just clap and you go to your seat. But when you sing with grace, grace is the only thing that makes everybody different from everybody. So it makes me stand differently from everybody, because I don't know where you're consulting your own oracle from. But I consult the ancients of days, the King of Kings, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the God of Hephzibah Raymond, the God of Larry Olishe. That same God is what I consult. And when I call on him, he doesn't fail to answer. In fact, sometimes I don't even rehearse for like 5 years. The Holy Spirit will just come and tell me what to do. And I go there, I do the freestyle, and I blow the place. You understand what I'm saying? So it's all discernment. You understand me? By God himself. When you have a very wonderful connection with heaven, it comes directly.
What I'm seeing on the screen now, before we go on break, the last image there we had on the screen, I saw a clean shaven
Yeah, good.
Clean-shaven. Well, the bears we are still just maybe growing up.
Yeah,
well, noted, tied, suited young man.
Beautiful.
Is that the same you?
Yeah, that's the same me. That's the same me. Yeah, that's the same me. But you know one thing I know about life? Life states that change is the only constant thing in life. So I believe change is the only thing that cannot change. If not, every other thing will always change. So I grew up from a man, no, from a child to a boy, from a boy to man. I think it's a boy to man now. I just decided I lost anyone or because I wanted to be fashion conscious or whatever. Nah, I just decided to keep my beards because there was a time I used to go on a very full hair. And when I go on that full hair, my mother will always say, oh God, why won't you want to bring down this hair? This hair is so much on you. And why are you doing all this now? My son, I don't want this kind of cut. Please bring down this cut. My mother will say, oh no. Then one day my pastor called me. She said, son, you sing very wonderfully. But do you know you can still be a musician without these identities? And when I heard a musician said, it will not be by Dada. It is not by your dreadlocks. It is not by your look. But it is what is inside, planted by God. Okay. That is what is important. My look does not make me a superstar or whatever. It doesn't even make an anointing to make a cripple man walk. But it's just a mere look, and you know, that's what it is. Yes, and it's all to the glory of God. He made them all, and he said it was beautiful at his creation. God bless you.
Hello viewer, you've been watching Sensational Bamidele, telling you how it's been with him from childhood up until this is age, and it's been a wonderful time with him here. I hope you've enjoyed it so far.
Yeah,
we are not yet done with him, but just want to take a time out for him to maybe press his throat a little, and when we come back we will take the last segment of this Saturday show, reaching you live from our humble studio here in Port Harcourt, Nigeria's most beautiful city, Garden City. Don't go nowhere, we shall be back after now.
God bless you.
Sensational, I say. Everybody stand up firm. I say, I no get wahala. Hey, I say we dey enjoy, no be smart. Because of say we dey serve God, no. I say Lucifer no good at all, no. Now he make I join Jesus Christ. I say sinfulness, you know they sweet. You go only window. Everybody they do a book. But if anybody follow Mugu, my brother, I say Baba God go judge him. The you. He will give you. Tomorrow devil will kill you, brother. But when Jesus wants to, we go know. He will bless you, bless you, bless you, more abundant. Evil people, they say them greedy. I say them wicked, oh. Child, we don't see them tired, no be small. That is why when we want to praise our Jehovah, devil people go they run. Devil people, they say them greedy. I say them wicked, oh. I don't see them tired, no be small. That is why when we want to charity for Jehovah, devil people go they run. Oh yeah, Jehovah,
Yeah, hello viewer, that's a beautiful one. The audio from Sensational Bamidele. I wish you understood the language he used. We call it here, if you are watching us in Nigeria, we call it Pidgin English. But he was narrating the goodness of God and how wicked Satan could be. He was inviting us to join him in the life he's enjoying, the life that he is still living in Jesus. That was a beautiful one. We promise we will be playing from now onwards, not only the audio but the video of his music.
That's right.
Listening to you, Sensational Bamidele, I felt you had a message in that voice, in that music, particular track, and are others like that? Do you all only sing in pidgin or?
No, I mix up. When inspiration comes to speak pidgin, sometimes I like expressing myself in my language. When it comes in pidgin, I do it in pidgin. When it comes in English, I do it in English. That's what it is.
How do you compose your songs? At what time of the day? Do you write night or day or anything?
I don't really have time. I do my song whenever. Sometimes I go to the studio. When I'm led to go to the studio, I go to the studio, I cook the beat, and I just form the song there. It's according to the leading. When I go to the studio, I say, man, this is what I have. It plays in my memory, it plays in my brains. So when it keep playing and playing and playing, I just bring up the biro and I start doing one or two write up. And when I find out that the biro writing up is not going well, I just do a freestyle and I get something good. And that's what it is.
You have been part of Raskimono, right?
Yeah.
You have been part of Two-Face. Is that right?
Yeah.
And now you are singing for Jesus.
Yeah, I've been part of almost most of the secular musicians because we do events together. We jam in most places. We meet in most programs. We meet in due to some events packaged by several individuals, and mostly one of the top event sponsor in River State today would always want to bring them down as the High Chief Ateketom, and so many events and outside the state, outside the country and all that. We meet, and because we've seen ourselves here, we always seen ourselves everywhere, so we're all friends and we do things together. When I went to Ghana, I met with most of them too in a program like that, and we played together, and that's it. Yes, you can see how the ladies are rushing me all down there. They had some good tune. And they remember when they were little kids. These are old women from over 70, 60 and above. But when they remember the tune, they were like, gosh. We had this some years back. Come on, man, we gotta rock this young little man. And look how they rock. My grandmother's age, you're rocking me like that, man. It was fun. That's one of the states in Nigeria, Bamidele, at Delta State. Yes, I can remember that.
You are married?
Yeah, I'm married with 2 kids.
Now, is your wife also into music?
She's not at all. She was, but when she got me as a husband, she had to let everything go for me. She's not at all.
Has she ever advised you, why not leave this music, do other things?
God, she's been a source of energy, a source of spiritual strength and all that, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
You're an artist.
Yeah.
And then I saw those old women rocking you, as you said. Do ladies also rock you?
They do, yes.
So how do you handle it?
We are public servant. Like those days when I was in the world, when I see them rocking at me like that, you know, even then, because I've been married for over 14 years now, you know, even before then, you know, when I see them rocking at me like that, those days, man, I take some, you know, mostly you take advantage, and most times you don't really want to take advantage. You want to form that superstar that you are and all that. Until when I find Christ, you know, you can't see people rocking at you like that in most decent events. You understand what I'm saying? And even if they want to rock at you, they're decent rocking with you. But that was also a decent rocking, because that's my grandmother kind of, you know, coming to rock me. They're not young girls, but we thank God for all that.
How did you get your wife? Was it by inspiration? Because I saw a pretty lady there.
Yeah, I did.
In that wedding photograph.
Yeah.
I think that's a wedding photograph.
Yeah.
How did you make choice of your wife? She came your way, or you found her yourself?
Yeah.
Or your parents did?
I'm going to shock you. I was in a secondary school when I heard about my wife.
Okay.
That she was the social prefect in what they call it, and in our own school. So I kept looking for her, like, who's this girl everybody wants to talk to? That she's so decent, keeping to herself, respect herself. She doesn't flog herself around men and all that, with even the qualifications she's got. You know. I was like, who's this girl? And me, I was a very bad guy. I wanted to know who the girl is so I could just kill her, you know what I mean? So when I went looking for this girl, it took me over 4 years. She might just see me today, shake me, and tomorrow she will not even answer me. I would take Okada. When I paid Okada then, 10 naira. When I drop at the month, she would just, hello? Nobody's looking at me. I will just put my hand on my head and scratch it, look for the nearest Okada, and maybe there will be no transport then. I have to take it. When I get to my house the month, I stop and tell Okada, let me come back and pay you. Let me rush down into the house. I follow the backyard, jump through the fence, and I leave. Not until one day, you know, things changes. That young man who doesn't have that 10 naira became a band leader, and everybody wanted to associate. Her own church came associating. Asked me to come and be a choir master in her church. Fortunately, look at my wife seated down there. Everybody tripping for Sensational, but she's the only one that will never say a word. And she's the first lady I brought out money from my pocket to give from my mind, because I don't even like giving ladies money. When I saw, I told her, coming for the next program. She said she will come, but she doesn't have transport. I said, then I have money now. And I brought her 200 naira and I gave to her. And that was the first time I held her on her shoulder. And that holding sent many messages to her brains, you know. And as God will have it, we had a little talk, and I had to tell her what's in my mind, and she was there for me ever, even before there, till date. She has been there from the first day till date.
Sensational, I don't mean to call you. Looking at your biceps, you have a big biceps. Have you beaten her once?
Yes, I've done that, man. I've done that.
What happened?
Man. That was the day I went for a program in Bonny. And when I went to Bonny, I told my wife, then she was my girlfriend, I said, you shouldn't go to your friend's house and sleep, because I'm a jealous lover.
Okay.
I don't go to your friend's house to sleep. I sleep in my house. You have everything you want. Even as a young man then, I was doing good. I have a little generator, I have a video player, I have a VCD player, I have a television, and a little AC, though they make noise then, you know. But I told her to just stay in the house, don't go to anywhere. My wife went and stayed with her friend, and my minds were everywhere. Would you believe I was under the shower for over 4 hours because I was hot inside of my life? Where would my wife be? What would she be doing?
Okay.
This is not about trust, this is about jealousy. God, I cannot wait. In fact, if I had been Jesus Christ, I would have walked upon that sea. But I have to wait for the day to be done. Then we now took flying boat. When I went there, I told her, Mama, what did you do? Why did you do this? She wasn't giving me a good one, man. I had to send some Holy Ghostic, directional, manipulational, thunderable, beautiful slaps that made her run, and I followed her even at that running, man. When you are madly in love, you can madly do madly things.
So after that, did you ever apologize to her?
I did. We always apologize. When we don't beat ourselves ritual level, we say, baby, you hurt me, you beat me, slap me and all that. But what God has for us can never be separated, because it's the will of and plan of God.
But since you got married, hope you've not done that.
I have not. That would be too wicked. You know, we were growing then. You know, that would be too stupid. In fact, I regretted ever raising my hands on my wife.
That's good.
It's never nice for any man to raise his hands on a woman. Good. That's the worst thing any man can do to a woman.
For us to round up, you have children, right?
Yeah, I've got 2 kids.
Would you ever support them to be into music, whether secular or your genre?
I'll shock you. Most of my kids, like the 2-year-old Damilola Destiny Bamidele, she carried the mic and she was singing them A B C D E F G I J K L. You know, her voice was so strong. It was stronger than the one at 7. You know, so I was even feeling that the second one would be the singer. Okay. Why the other one would be the writer. But in all the same, their father is a musician and they are so proud of him, and they wish to be like him and all that. So I believe God will direct it all. I'm not a good teacher, but if you watch me do my thing, you will be a good learner. You know. Tomorrow,
where will you be? In church or where?
Yeah, I will be in church, but Praise, the praise bishop, is hosting a concert. Praise loud and whatever, you know. I will be ministering at Hilltop Church, Romo Calabo, as this with Choma Jesus, Sissy Johnson, Eben, many gospel musicians, Antonio Douglas, Chislon Coco, and Praise himself and all that, you know. It's going to be a wow, because the atmosphere, I can't even imagine what it will be looking like, you know. But I believe, say, devil himself could just see the arrow, but he wouldn't want to stay by and feel what's going to happen, because already that place is saturated with heavy praise, thunderable praise.
For upcoming artists, those who are watching and might want to join you in doing the gospel, 1 or 2 words of advice for them?
My word of advice for those who will be joining me in the gospel: I want you to have a focus over what you want to do. Have a decision that you wouldn't want to pull out from, no matter how the road looks, because it's never easy, it's never smooth. It's always narrow, and there are so many dangers, so many obstacles. But if you don't give up, just like every day the jackpot roll, one day it might be you. And when you announce, that's it. But even if you're not announced and you want to do it to the glory of God, please keep enjoying what you're doing. If they say you don't know how to do it, let them come and learn that thing you don't know how to do if they are superstars. If they cannot learn that thing you don't know how to do, then keep doing it. One day you will do more than them. Don't discriminate. Learn from everything you see, but fear God.
That's interesting. That's been they call Bamidele Sensational. That's his stage name, Sensational. And really, when you listen to that audio, it was really sensational.
That's right.
You could listen to the composition, the rhythm, the words. That was really sensational. It's been nice speaking with you. For me, if I met you on the road, I would not have believed you knew anything about the gospel.
Are you serious?
By physical appearance.
Good.
Graduate jeans.
Yeah.
Your glass, your everything about you.
Yeah.
And I believe that your canvas is the American type of cowboy canvas.
You understand what I'm saying?
But listening to you, you could convince any person to agree with your position on the gospel. As per your ministration. Dear viewer, it's been wonderful. I do hope this young man will be here some other time.
Yeah.
He says a jealous lover. I don't know whether he's still jealous by now. Because he had to show it by a little application of force of the arm. But all that is history now. Happily married. His children are also, maybe they don't have to be good singers, wonderful singers. Who knows? Who knows? Only God knows. That's how it's been today. I hope you've enjoyed this session of Saturday's show. And I do hope you'll be with us next Saturday as we bring to you another artist. Maybe secular, maybe gospel. Mr. Sensational.
Yeah.
It's been nice to have you here.
God bless you, sir.
I've enjoyed your accents.
Pleasure's of mine.
Have you ever been outside the country?
Yeah, I have not. I was supposed to be in Texas today. That's to shock you.
Okay.
But I don't know what's happening to these American embassies. People have made me not to go to that program and have my money. But we give God the glory. He will give me double for all that.
That's okay.
But as touching the rugged jeans and the rugged canvas, it doesn't still change who you should be.
Okay.
Don't let it manipulate you, but control and always be on top of your game. Make them understand. Like the other day I went to Win Soul, I told the guy, look at me, I'm looking very rugged. Look at whatever you want in a guy, man, look at here. But I've come to tell you that a man who fears God has wisdom. But if you don't fear God, you are worse than a foolish fool. And the guy was like, are you serious? Guy, you did preach for me? I say, yes, I don't come to carry you go my church, not be to preach for you. So that's what it is. It doesn't change anything. Thank you.
Thank you, viewer. Thank you to our producer, Chinwe Muffin Woke. He's behind all that you've watched this afternoon. Even though you didn't see his face, but you've seen his fingers. We also thank our guests, and he came with in company of 2 others. We also are grateful to them for being here, and we do hope some other time they will also be here. Thank you, viewer, for being out there for us. Without you, we would not have been here, because you are there. That's why we're here. It is still your favorite, the Neighbourhood TV, reaching you live from our studio here in Port Harcourt, Nigeria's most beautiful city. See you some other time. Bye.